You've been taught wrong your entire life. Everything you learned about standing up for yourself, defending your reputation, and proving your worth to others, it's all been a carefully constructed trap. And right now, in this moment, you're about to discover why the most powerful people in history understood something that you're still struggling with. True power lies in never having to defend yourself at all. Before we dive deep into this counterintuitive truth that will fundamentally change how you navigate power, perception, and conflict, I need you to do something. If you're ready to think differently, to break free from the exhausting cycle of constant self-justification, then hit that like button right now. Subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell, because we're exploring the hidden strategies of power that most people will never understand. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this truth. Now, let's begin your transformation. The weakness in defense. You defend yourself because you're afraid. Let's start there, with the uncomfortable truth that sits in your chest every time someone criticizes you, questions your motives, or attacks your character. That immediate urge to respond, to correct, to justify, that's not strength. That's fear manifesting as reaction. Machiavelli understood something profound about human nature that you've been blind to. The moment you defend yourself, you've already lost. You've revealed that their opinion matters to you. You've shown that their words have power over your emotional state. You've demonstrated that you can be controlled, manipulated, and thrown off balance by anyone willing to level an accusation in your direction. Think about it. When you rush to defend yourself, what are you really communicating? You're saying, your perception of me is more important than my own self-knowledge. You're announcing to the world that you need external validation to feel secure in your own identity. You're giving away your power, piece by piece, to anyone who decides to question you. The Machiavellian understanding of perception. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince that it's better to be feared than loved, but what he understood on a deeper level was this: perception is a tool, not a prison. The weak man tries to control what everyone thinks of him. The powerful man controls outcomes while letting perceptions swirl around him like irrelevant noise. You need to understand something fundamental about human psychology. People don't form their opinions of you based on what you say about yourself. They form opinions based on what you do, what you achieve, and whether you appear affected by their judgment. When you defend yourself, you're essentially begging people to reconsider their perception. And begging, in any form, is the language of the powerless. The truly powerful operate from a different framework entirely. They understand that trying to manage everyone's opinion is an impossible, exhausting game that only drains your energy and diminishes your actual power. Instead, they focus on results, on strategic action, on building such undeniable reality that defense becomes unnecessary. The strategic silence. Here's what you're going to do instead of defending yourself: nothing. Absolutely nothing. And this nothing is going to be the most powerful response you've ever deployed. When someone attacks your character, questions your motives, or tries to undermine you, your strategic silence becomes a mirror. It reflects their accusations back to them without giving them the satisfaction of your reaction. It forces them to confront their own words in the vacuum of your non-response. It makes them wonder why you're not rattled, why you're not concerned, why their opinion doesn't seem to matter to you at all. This isn't about ignoring legitimate criticism or refusing to engage in meaningful dialogue. This is about recognizing the difference between productive conversation and theatrical attacks designed to make you dance like a puppet. Machiavelli knew that the prince who responds to every critic, who defends against every accusation, appears weak precisely because he seems to need validation from those beneath him. Your silence says everything defense never could. It says you're secure in your own knowledge of who you are. It says their opinion isn't worth your energy. It says you're focused on things that actually matter while they're focused on you. It positions you above the fray, untouchable and unbothered. The power of letting others defend you. Here's a Machiavellian strategy that will transform your social and professional life. Engineer situations where others defend you without being asked. This is infinitely more powerful than defending yourself because third-party validation carries weight that self-defense never can. When you defend yourself, people are skeptical. Of course you'd say you're innocent, capable, or worthy, you're talking about yourself. But when someone else defends you, especially when they have nothing to gain from it, that defense carries the weight of objective truth. How do you create this dynamic? Through the quality of your actions and relationships. When you consistently deliver results, when you treat people well, when you build genuine value, you create an army of defenders who will speak on your behalf without being asked. They defend you because they've experienced your competence, your character, and your contributions firsthand. Machiavelli understood that the most secure prince wasn't the one who constantly proclaimed his own legitimacy, but the one whose legitimacy was so evident that his subjects defended it for him. You need to build the same dynamic in your own life. Do work so excellent that your results speak louder than any defense ever could. Build relationships so genuine that people vouch for your character without prompting. The trap of justification. Every time you justify yourself, you're walking into a trap of your own making. You're accepting a framework where you must prove your worth, explain your decisions, and validate your existence to people who have no authority over you. You're essentially agreeing to put yourself on trial, with your accusers as both prosecutors and judges. Machiavelli would tell you this: never accept a framework that positions you as defendant. The powerful don't justify, they decide and move forward. The weak spend their entire lives in a perpetual state of explanation, trying to make everyone understand and approve of their choices. Think about the last time you felt compelled to explain yourself to someone. Really think about it. Were they in a position of legitimate authority over that aspect of your life? Or were you simply uncomfortable with their disapproval? The moment you start justifying yourself to people who have no real stake in your decisions, you've given them power they never earned. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your choices, your methods, or your path, unless they have legitimate authority or you've entered into an agreement that requires accountability. Everyone else. Their confusion about your decisions is not your emergency. Their desire to understand is not your obligation. The reality behind actions. Here's what Machiavelli knew about reputation and defense: actions eventually speak so loudly that words become unnecessary. If you're competent, your competence will reveal itself through results. If you're trustworthy, your track record will demonstrate it. If you're capable, your achievements will prove it beyond any shadow of doubt. The person who constantly needs to tell you they're honest is probably not. The person who repeatedly insists they're competent is usually trying to convince themselves as much as you. The person who never stops talking about their integrity is often compensating for its absence. You know this instinctively because you've encountered these people throughout your life. Now look at yourself honestly. When you defend yourself, what are you really doing? You're trying to use words to compensate for what your actions haven't yet proven. You're attempting to create a perception that reality hasn't yet solidified. And this is exactly backwards from how power actually works. Build the reality first. Create the undeniable track record. Accumulate the evidence of your character and competence through consistent action over time. Then watch how little you need to say in your own defense. Watch how the facts defend themselves. Watch how your history speaks volumes that your words never could. The energy economics of defense. Let's talk about something practical that Machiavelli understood intuitively: defense is expensive. Every moment you spend defending yourself is a moment you're not spending building, creating, advancing, or strengthening your actual position. It's a fundamentally reactive posture that drains your energy and attention while producing nothing of value. Think about the most successful people you know or have studied. How much time do they spend defending themselves against critics? Almost none. Not because they don't have critics, everyone who does anything significant has critics, but because they understand that engaging in defense is a losing proposition from an energy perspective. You have limited time, attention, and energy each day. Every minute you spend crafting the perfect response to someone's accusation is a minute you're not spending on work that actually matters. Every hour you waste ruminating on how to prove yourself is an hour stolen from building something worth defending. Machiavelli would counsel you to be ruthlessly practical about this. Calculate the actual cost of defense against the potential benefit. Almost always, you'll find that ignoring the attack and continuing your work produces better outcomes than engaging in public defense. Your enemies want you distracted, reactive, and focused on them rather than your goals. Don't give them what they want. The illusion of resolution. You defend yourself because you believe, somewhere deep in your psyche, that the right words will change the accuser's mind. That if you just explain clearly enough, provide enough evidence, demonstrate enough logic, they'll suddenly understand and apologize for doubting you. This is a fantasy. And Machiavelli, that cold-eyed observer of human nature, would tell you to abandon it immediately. People who attack you aren't looking for information, they're looking for validation of their existing beliefs. Your defense, no matter how articulate or well-evidenced, won't change their mind because they didn't arrive at their position through rational analysis. They arrived there through emotion, bias, jealousy, insecurity, or malice. And you can't logic someone out of a position they didn't logic themselves into. Worse, your defense often entrenches them further in their position. It gives them new material to pick apart. It shows them they've gotten under your skin. It proves their attack had impact. You're essentially rewarding their behavior by giving them exactly what they wanted: your attention, your energy, and your emotional reaction. The truly Machiavellian approach is to recognize that some people are not operating in good faith, and engaging with them is like trying to have a rational conversation with someone who's determined to misunderstand you. It's not just pointless, it's actively harmful to your position and peace of mind. Building the unassailable position. So if you're not going to defend yourself, what are you going to do instead? You're going to build a position so strong, so evidenced by reality, so supported by results that defense becomes irrelevant. This is the Machiavellian path to true security. Focus every ounce of energy you would have spent on defense into construction instead. Build your skills until they're undeniable. Create value so consistently that your track record speaks for itself. Develop relationships so genuine that you have allies who know your character firsthand. Achieve results so concrete that accusations bounce off the armor of your accomplishments. When you've done this, when you've built actual power rather than defended perceived power, something remarkable happens. The accusations don't stop entirely, but they lose their sting because everyone can see the disconnect between the accusation and the reality. Your critics start to look foolish without you having to say a word. This is the ultimate Machiavellian strategy: make your accusers discredit themselves through the obvious falsity of their claims. You do this not through defense but through creating such an evident reality that their lies become self-refuting. You've spent too much of your life in defense mode, explaining yourself to people who don't deserve explanations, justifying your choices to people who have no authority over them, and proving your worth to people whose opinions shouldn't matter. Today, that ends. The Machiavellian path isn't about being cold or uncaring. It's about being strategic with your energy and attention. It's about understanding that true power doesn't need to announce itself, justify itself, or defend itself. True power simply is, evident in actions, proven by results, solidified by time. Stop defending yourself. Start building something so undeniable that defense becomes unnecessary. Let your results speak. Let your track record defend you. Let your accusers exhaust themselves shouting into the void of your strategic silence while you remain focused on what actually matters: creating value, building competence, and accumulating real power. The choice is yours. You can spend the rest of your life as a defendant in courts that have no jurisdiction over you, or you can walk away from the entire charade and focus on building the kind of life that needs no defense. Choose power. Choose silence. Choose strategic action over reactive explanation. And if this perspective has shifted something in you, if you're ready to stop defending and start building, then make sure you're subscribed to this channel because we're just getting started. There's more truth waiting for you, more strategies for real power, more ways to break free from the exhausting games that keep most people trapped in mediocrity. The powerful don't defend. They build, they act, and they let reality speak for itself. Now go do the same.